How's it going, guys? We're back in Forza Motorsport 5, and this time I'm doing the 2014 Infiniti Q50S. Not many people have done this car. I don't think any person actually has touched this car. Everyone's been doing the other Infiniti model, which is the more sportier one. But what I found was that the more sportier one, it had too much horsepower for my liking to start with. So I thought with this one starting around at 300 horsepower, it had some room to make some good adjustments. So that's why I chose this one. But if you guys would like to see the other Infiniti eventually from me, let me know in the comments below. But let's get into this. So this car is sitting at 671 horsepower with 496 pounds of torque, weighing at 3,010 pounds with a 53% front displacement, and it's a 4-liter engine. So overall, this thing is really awesome for drifting. I'm getting tons of points with it. It's probably one of the best sedan type drift cars in the game, besides the Mercedes, the Mercedes C63, if I'm not mistaken. That came out in a DLC, I think in January. No, came out in March actually. But besides that car, they're both pretty equivalent to each other. And this is a very fun drift car. I'm having a lot of fun with it. I got my nice orange paint job on it because I love orange, and I thought it just really looked nice on this kind of car, considering it's a really vibrant color for this luxurious car. I thought it just suited it well. But yeah, so I did a few different things with this car. It's got a supercharger rather than a turbocharger. That's because the turbocharger it didn't add as much weight, but it added more power. And this car was really twitchy to start. I think I got it dropped down to 2,800 pounds at one point, and it was just too light, maybe even lighter. I think I had it like 2,700 with the turbocharger, and it wasn't good at all in my likings. So when I put the supercharger in there, it added a little bit more weight plus power, but the power it added wasn't as great as the turbocharger, so I wasn't getting crazy amounts of power. I just got the perfect amount, right? The sweet spot. And that allowed me to add a street intercooler, which also added some more weight, which I wanted, which brought me up to 3,000 pounds pretty much at 671 horsepower. And to me, this is pretty solid. You know, because any lighter, I find it really hard to control. Not so much like you can't get the points, because you can get tons of points when it's lighter. It's just the fact that it gets really twitchy and uncontrollable at times, where I find when you have the extra weight added, you have that little more control over it, so you can actually consistently get points rather than randomly get one huge jackpot off a turn. Because sometimes some of these drift cars, you can get a really good amount of points off one turn, but through the whole track, not so much. So I wanted to balance it out a little bit, still get those jackpots here and there with this car, but also consistently go through the track and gain a lot of points. And I do so right here as you're watching on the Sebring Raceway full circuit. I would definitely try out this car if you haven't already. I know everyone's been using the other Q50, which, I mean, it's cool and all. Nothing wrong with that, but I find everyone's just I don't like using what everyone else is using. I try and use different vehicles, right? Just to kind of show people up, if you know what I mean. Like, I'll go into these lobbies with just cars you wouldn't even think would win, and I ended up pulling off the victory. And it's my own satisfaction, because I like being the underdog. I like going in the car that everyone thinks sucks or isn't good to drift with, and just beating everyone with it. And that's what I find what people are doing with the other Infiniti. They're not really looking at this one, because no one's really looked at this one, which is surprising. Like, it's a really good car to drift with, and it's awesome. But since they came out with both models, everyone's just choosing the sportier model, and it's kind of depressing, right? I mean, I would try out both, but at least give this one a shot. So if you guys haven't tried this car out, please go try it out. It's really awesome, and you know what? It has a lot of room for adjustments, because the more sportier Q50 that just came out in the DLC, it comes with 600 and something horsepower. So there really isn't any room to lower that or even add any more, because if you add any more, you're just gonna make it too powerful. And if you reduce it, well, you can't even reduce it. At least with this car, you have a lot of room. So guys, if you haven't tried this car out, please go try it out. It's the 2014 Infiniti Q50S. It's free, so definitely try it. It's pretty awesome. And tell me what you think about this drift build, if you like it. I really appreciate if you guys could leave a like on this video. It really helps my channel out, and gives me motivation to keep on going forward. Leave a comment what you think, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. But yeah, that's all I have to say for you guys. As you can see right here, I'm getting just over 64,000 points in one lap, which is pretty awesome. I was really happy with this build, like I said. So hopefully you guys enjoy the tune, and have a great day.